Sharp Eye was sure of it. He could tell by the way the cons were moving about the yard, the way they whispered to each other. But what spot would trouble strike first?
East corner, 5 minutes. We're circling Duke Thomas. East corner, 5 minutes. Duke Thomas is in. Five minutes over in the East corner. Got a little party for Duke Thomas. Circle, East corner.
Duke Thomas in 5 minutes.
The East corner.
Duke Thomas.
Duke, they'd kill me if they knew I was tipping you. Look out, Duke. Gavin's mob is out to get you.
They won't get me. Not a chance.
It's time for Duke's party.
Against me, too.
You did a good job, Manners.
Thanks. You think it'll get me a gold medal?
The courage which Roger Manners had displayed was naturally resented by most of his fellow convicts. Manners, however, went back to work on the water main detail.
Come on, take it up. Get back on the job. Come on.
The huge pipes that sucked water from the river and pulled it through screens and chlorine filters had been installed in the early 1900s. Now they were being dragged from the earth and replaced with copper fittings manufactured in the prison workshops. Manners' detail toiled under the surface, using acetylene torches to blast worn sections free so that new sections could be installed.
How's your friend, Jailbreak Jimmy?
He's being sent to the state hospital. Poor guy went to pieces. He's completely mixed up in his dough now.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it'll be too bad for you if you don't keep your nose out of things that don't concern you.
Well, if I hadn't have stopped him, he might have killed that guard.
So what? They got plenty of guards here.
I can't figure you out.
Don't try.
You're old enough to know right from wrong.
You're older than I am. And you're my cellmate, remember? Oh, but I forgot. You're in here for something you didn't do.
You don't believe that, do you?
Who am I to disagree with the judge and jury?
Say, remind me tonight, I've got a book I want you to read. I think it'll do you some good.
Did you read it?
Yes, I did.
And you didn't understand it, did you?
Hey, Manners. Take this over to Costello.
Costello?
Yeah, he's over by the valve house.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What do you got there?
Some broken pipe.
Think I'll take a look.
Okay.
Why'd you tell me that stuff was hot?
I didn't know it.
All right, get it out of here.
Does this go to you?
Yeah.
Be careful, careful, that's hot.
Killing me. Thanks, Manners. Thanks a lot.
Don't mention it. What are you trying to pull?
Huh?
Next time you want somebody to deliver a gun, find a different pigeon.
Well, what are you worried about? They did find it in your load, they wouldn't do nothing. You're their favorite boy by now.
Or whatever you're planning, leave me out.
You mean you wouldn't want to get someplace where you could spend some of that 400 G's you got stashed away?
That's exactly what I mean.
Well, maybe you'll change your mind.
But even in prison, there is an occasional satisfying tie with the world outside. A monthly visit.
Mrs. Manners, here's your husband.
Oh, I've waited a long time for this day.
I've been waiting too, Doc.
Yes, now that it's here, it'll be over before we know it, Shirley. God says I just have a few minutes.
A few minutes to say so much. Where should we begin? Oh, yes. There was a man from the state's attorney's office came to see me.
Evans,
He said he might arrange a release if you turn over the money.
what did you tell him?
Oh, don't get me started on that, darling.
Oh, I wish they'd leave you out of this, Shirley. It's my problem.
Ours, dear. We're partners, Roger. Partners in everything.
Speaking of partners, I can't get Stan Brown out of my mind. I've been lying awake nights thinking about him. I just can't figure him out.
Can't understand it either.
Have you heard from him?
I had a letter. He's back in Florida raising orchids.
From orchids, airplanes to orchids. That's quite a leap. What'd he say?
Asked how you were. If there was anything he could do for either one of us to let him know.
Don't you think that all rather late?
Very late.
He could have helped me at the trial. When he took the stand, I felt his testimony would help me. Instead, it was so non-committal. It was actually detrimental. And then he turned out to be the prosecution's star witness. I just don't get it, that's all.
Try not to think about it, darling.
Can't help it, it's not that easy. He didn't even come to see me when the trial was over. Time's up. Goodbye, dear. Come back soon, huh?
Oh, you know I will.
Hello, Miss Manners. Have a pleasant visit?
Pleasant. I'd hardly call it that. Talking to your husband through a wire grill. Knowing it's all you have to look forward to for 5 long years.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. In a way, it's your own choice. You could be out of here in no time if you'd cooperate with me.
I gave you my answer when you came to my house, Mr. Evans. Roger doesn't have that money.
I don't suppose he has. Not in his cell, anyway. But you might know where it is. Let me see. 10% of 400,000 is 40,000. Is that right?
There's nothing wrong with your arithmetic. But I don't follow you.
It's quite simple. The insurance company's willing to pay 10% for the recovery of stolen funds. 40,000 would be yours. No headaches, no strings. It's worth thinking about, isn't it?
Yes, it is worth thinking about.
I wouldn't waste any time making up my mind if I were you. Our department works fast. If they get there first, you'll lose your 10%.
I understand you perfectly, Mr. Evans.
I thought you would.
few days later, Mrs. Manners was on a plane, Florida bound. She had a mission to perform, a daring one. On the plane, she kept thinking that if her mission would free her husband, that was all that mattered.
Were you surprised when I took you up on your invitation, Stan?
No, but I was happy you did. The change will do you a world of good.
I just had to get away, Stan.
New York more than you could take?
It certainly was. When my friends came to see me, it was only so they could go home and gossip about me.
Oh, get in my car, will you, please? You're bearing up better than I thought you would. I'd say you look as lovely as ever.
You always did say nice things. But I'm afraid it's just the makeup.
No.
Oh, yes. Rouge can do wonders. I'm tired and worn. This hasn't been an easy time.
Not easy for any of us. But here you won't find any of your gossipy friends. You'll have the run of the place. You'll be glad you came.
I am already.
Oh, here's our car. I've made reservations for you at the Carlson Hotel.
Getting a terrible burn.
Just a nice tan. And it's becoming.
Thank you, sir.
In fact, on you, anything is becoming.
Thanks again, sir.
Oh, why the big sigh?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm all mixed up.
Mixed up?
It's you and I, Stan. Are we all wrong?
What do you mean, wrong?
The fun we've been having the last few weeks.
So what? No harm in having a few laughs together.
No, I suppose not. But
what's the use in pretending? What do you think of my orchids?
oh, they're breathtaking.
I'm very proud of them. Orchid raising has always been a hobby of mine. Now it's my job.
This one's gorgeous.
Would you like to wear it tonight?
Oh, I'd love to. But Stan, do you think it's all right, our being seen together?
Why not? Look, what Roger's done, you've got to get out of your mind. You've got your own life to live.
That's what I try to tell myself.
I know. I've given it a great deal of thought.
Stan.
Yes, Shirley?
I don't know how to say this, but would it be terrible if I divorced Roger?
Well, now that you ask me, Shirley, it seems the only sensible thing to do. Unless, of course, you enjoy being a martyr.
I don't. But it seems sort of selfish.
We're all selfish, more or less. Remember this. You didn't embezzle the money. You weren't sentenced.
You make me feel better already.
Here.
Another visitor's day. Manners had been waiting for it, his heart pounding a bit faster, expecting to see his wife again. But instead...
You don't seem very pleased to see me.
I wasn't expecting you.
I didn't want you to be lonesome while your wife is in Florida.
Florida.
Don't tell me you didn't know she was there.
I haven't received any mail lately, so any information you can give me will be greatly appreciated.
I have a picture over here taken on Stanley Brown's place in Florida. Kind of chirpy. So she were enjoying herself, didn't she?
Is this another one of your little tricks?
No, Manners, it's on the level. You sure you don't want to tell me anything now?
Don't you ever give up. Look here, leave my wife out of this, will you?
I don't have to. She's doing that herself.
Sometimes I find the privacy of my cell has its advantages. Goodbye, Evans.
what's the matter with Mr. Stocks and Bonds?
A dame. It is a dame, ain't it, Manners?
Is it?
And that ain't all. She's divorcing the guy.
Oh, cut it out, kid. You're breaking my heart.
I ain't kidding. Look here.
Here, give me that.
All right, break it up. Back on the job.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Manners. You're an engineer, ain't you?
That's right.
The warden wants you to take over the job in the valve house. You're to regulate the flow through the pipes. Report to Davis and he'll break you in. Gavin.
Yeah.
You'll have to do without him on this detail.
Sure.
During the next month, Roger Manners became familiar with the manipulation of the intricate system of valves which control the intake and outflow of water. It was necessary that the water be constantly guided in and out of the sections where the replacement of pipe was in progress.
When a day's work was over, the prisoners returned to their cells, past the same guards, down the same corridors, up the same steps, tired, sweaty, hungry, to relax until the recreation and dinner hour. But at least to Roger Manners, it was another day to be checked off the calendar. One day less to serve. One day closer to being with his wife. One day nearer to being a free man again.
What are you doing here?
I'm taking my beauty rest.
Where's the kid?
Oh, he got into a fight, got solitary. So they put me in here just to fill in the cell.
Kid knows better than to get in a fight.
Now you'd think so, wouldn't
Say,
you?
look, Gavin, I don't know what you're trying to pull or what you're after, but I'm not part of it.
You were part of this. I never did thank you for getting it out of the tunnel, did I?
I may have been a fall guy once. Once is enough.
Why don't you tell the guards about the gun, then?
No, what you do is your business.
That's a healthy attitude.
You don't really think you can break out of here, do you?
Now, what gave you that idea?
You don't have that gun just to play with.
Thought you weren't interested. Of course, we might not need the gun. That's if everything goes okay. On the other hand, it might come in handy. Just like you. 400 G's. Just waiting for you to spend them.
Why do you want me in this with you?
Well, maybe we like you. Then maybe we could use some of that dough when we get out. And maybe we might need you.
What's that for?
Oh, I just like to know the date. Which reminds me, I forgot to mark off today.
What's that for? The circle around the 30th. What's so special about it?
The 30th?
Yeah.
That's my Aunt Abigail's birthday. Gotta remember to send her a card. May finish the job on the water pipes tomorrow.
There's another month's work on that detail.
Yeah. But we finish tomorrow. Want to know how I figured?
No.
It's an engineering problem, right up your alley.
Look here. If you've got anything set for tomorrow, don't tell me. Because I don't want to know anything about it.
Well, keep your shirt on. We're just having a harmless little discussion on an engineering problem. I want your advice.
I'm not listening.
Okay, so you're not listening. So I'll sort of talk about it nice and loud so I can hear what it sounds like.
Yeah, I can't keep you from talking.
What I'm wondering is this. For over 2 months now, we've been working on a water pipe that's part of the water system. And according to my amateur calculations, which should be, about 30 feet along. You agree with my figures?
I haven't been down in the pipes in weeks. I don't know where you are.
Oh, that's right. You work in a valve house where they control the pumps. I almost forgot. What a head. Well, anyway, if we're at the spot where I think we are, right close by there's a pipe. It makes a big swing. Now, the question is, where is the big swing? Want to know what my answer is? Right where we're working.
So what?
Thought you weren't listening. Now, if these two pipes are as close together as I think they are, all we gotta do is cut through our pipe, dig 8 inches, and just by chance, we might hit into the inflow pipe. All you gotta do is cut a hole, crawl in, and go down to the river.
You're crazy.
Now, what do you want to say a thing like that for?
Because the intake's full of water.
Oh, that's right. The pumps are always working, aren't they? Well, take a look at this anyway. Can't do any harm just looking. You said it wouldn't work.
You've been wasting your time.
Why, because the intake pipe is always full of water?
That's right.
You know, I just have to realize that that pump is controlled in the valve house. And all somebody has to do, just cut off the pump.
You leave me out of this, Gavin.
You're in this. The question is, how far in?
This seemed like any other day in the prison to most of the prisoners, but to Gavin and his crowd, it had a particular significance. Today was their big day. Today they would know.
If Mike Gavin's calculations were correct, the section of pipe in which they were now working was separated by a scant 8 inches from the intake conduit that led to the river and to freedom. At approximately 4 in the afternoon on November the 30th, they had a chance to test their theory.
Come on. We're almost there now.
If this is the right place.
Don't worry, it's the right place.
Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. We could have made a mistake, you know.
Yeah, and if the guards find this hole we cut in their pipe, they may not like it.
Guards never got their uniforms dirty by crawling down here yet. They ain't likely to start now.
Well, Gavin, I guess you didn't make no mistake.
I guess I didn't. Look, you guys clean up this mess. I'll be right back.
Can you handle them alone?
Don't worry, I can handle them. Hi, Menace. Mind if I come in?
You know there's only supposed to be one man in here?
That's too bad. I guess I forgot.
Yeah? What do you want?
I got some news for you.
What kind of news?
Good news. At least we think it's good. Remember that intake pipe I was telling you about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we found it. What's the matter? You don't look so happy. I said we found the pipe. Now all we need is somebody to shut off the pump so we can get out of here.
You're not having any part of this.
Would you like to go down to Florida and check up on that wife of yours? Can't blame me for trying. By the way, I got some more news for you.
So what?
So this gun will come in handy after all.
The guards will hear you.
Put all this racket down here and try again.
All right, go ahead and shoot. It's not going to turn your valve on for you.
You're a smart boy, but I'll take my chances. Which pump is it? This one?
Look, that turns off the whole water supply. It'll be noticed.
Well, ain't that too bad? So the warden will miss his bubble bath. But then it'll be a cold night. Besides, it ain't healthy to take a bath this time of the year. You can still come along if you want to.
No thanks, Gavin.
Think of all the living you could do on 400 G's. Besides, you can keep that gal from getting lonesome.
I said no.
Okay, have it your way. But you're in this right up to here already, so you might as well come along.
Suppose I do decide to go along with you.
Now you're talking sense. Wait till we cut through the pipe. 10 minutes, no more, then make a break for it.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that I'm coming.
Don't worry. We ain't waiting for you.